Anyway, so I was saying there were talks about new books that were going to be released, and eventually they were revealed onto the public. They weren't um, in use yet, like the old system was still around. It was just that the next school year would begin with the new books. And there was a brand new system about how the classes would be, how different subjects would be grouped into different so-called formative camps, which essentially are just formative fields. Um, and then they would so each of the formative fields would get its own book, and that book would be divided into the different subjects that formative camp would field would contain. So, for example, there is okay, for example, there is a formative field known as languages, and it features three different subjects. It features Spanish, which is the equivalent to English in the United States, English, which is the equivalent of Spanish in the United States, and also art, which is a very I'm 14 and this is deep type of thing to do, but I guess I understand. No, actually, I don't. Wait a minute. No, yeah, wait a minute. Why is arts and languages? Because I guess it's like a very I'm 14 and this is deep thing to do, as I've already said. There is also a formative field known as what is it called? Ethics. Um, ethics and society. Something about that. It's a bit longer than that, but just ethics and society. So why isn't arts in there? Because there, in that field is PE. Basically just basically literally everything else didn't fit into any other category. But it also talks about like history and geography. So why isn't? Never mind. Never mind. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Where's the vortex? So annoying. Anyways, never mind. So yeah. Um. Sources with languages, and so the book the languages book would have one third of its pages dedicated to Spanish, one third um, dedicated to English, and the other third dedicated to arts. However, I also think that there are some books. I don't know what's the criteria for a book to have this, but there are some books that have a fourth and a fifth category, which are just both indigenous tongues here in Mexico, particularly. They're very important, such as Nahuatl and I don't know if people still speak Mayan, I guess, or Mixteca, those kinds of languages. And okay, and then because I know that seventh grade books had that, but I don't know if eighth grade and ninth grade ones do, because the SEP doesn't actually only covers first, like all of kinder, and then into first grade through ninth grade, and then after that you're gonna just have to fend off for yourself. I think there's a separate organization that takes care of the books. Oh wow, what the heck? What was that? Of the books that are 10th grade and onwards, but eh. Anyways, so there was a lot of controversy about the new system, but also about the new books, and it's kind of a mixed bag because I don't really have much of an issue with the new system, like because it's just a bit unnecessary. And I've also heard a lot of teachers complaining about the new books because since before every single subject had its own book, separate of like each other. But now, um, you have to share your book with three other subjects, and it doesn't. It's not good, dude. It makes every single subject feel super rushed and like that. I've also felt like sometimes the way it's written. How do I explain this? It's got that weird like when you're trying to fit as many words into an essay because you have a word count limit or something. That kind of thing, that kind of vibe going on when they where they use such big words for literally no reason, and it kind of makes it a bit hard to understand. They just have to copy down something. So typically, what teachers will do is they have you read and copy what says on the book, and then they'll go into more detail because the books are just so terrible at explaining things. In fact, I have the books right now. Let me go get one of them and see if you can understand. Right. So, I have the languages book with me. I lost basically literally every other book. So, because you want to fact check me and you have the book at home, here is a passage from page 2025. It says, and I quote, this feels so weird. Okay. English is. Wait a minute, I need to. It's in Spanish, so. El inglés es un idioma en el que la mayoría de las raíces de sus vocabularios, es decir, sus palabras, provienen del griego y del latín. Aun cuando el inglés ha sido influido por otros idiomas, como el francés o el alemán, incluso en estos mismos idiomas, muchas de sus palabras también son derivadas de las lenguas de la antigua Roma y Grecia. Okay, so that basically said English is a language where the majority of its words in its vocabulary, that is, its words, come from Greek and Latin, even even when English has been influenced by other languages such as French or German. Even in said languages, many of the words there are also from Greek and uh, or Roman, I guess, from Greek and Roman origin, basically. Some other words in English are composed by a root that is united to a prefix or a suffix. A prefix is an element that is added to the beginning of a word. For example, the term semicircle, semicirculo, is formed by the prefix semi that comes from Latin and okay, yeah. Yeah, you get it basically. It's just it uses right. It uses the word element a lot. What else? Types, kinds. It features a lot of list things like here. Uh, Characteristics of the culture of the people that speak English. Maybe I translated that a bit odd because I'm doing this improv. So here is a section about music and a section about cinema and another section for popular traditions. Oh look, here is actually a literary text in Spanish and in English. How cool is that? So, funny thing, I don't know if this is everywhere else in Mexico. If you live in Mexico and you are watching this, English teachers literally never use this book to teach anything. Like it's literally they never use this. It's so bad. Right. It also another thing. I don't really mean to dunk on things. Okay, it's just not that it's bad per se, or that I don't agree with its political views, because this barely has anything political. It's a fucking book about education. But it does feel like it's rushed, so rushed. Um, for example, here is an index. It comes. Spanish is from 12 to. Ooh. Oh shit, wait a minute, it doesn't even say. It doesn't even say where Spanish starts or where it ends. Yeah, look, here it is. Yeah, I can't find it. So yeah, here is what I was talking about. It says here Spanish arts English, but it also for some reason has an indigenous tongue as your first language and an indigenous tongue as your second language as two separate sections for some reason. Try indigenous tongue as your third language page. Okay. Oh no, this one was ripped. It got cracked. It didn't even read. Anyway, so not all of the books are bad. Wait, what happened? Oh, weird. Gross. Why did it do that? Okay, not all of the books are egregiously bad. Oh wow, this was from. I have a page here from the 11th of December, 2023. How cool is that? And it smells good, so good. So this is multiple languages, which is not languages. In fact, I'd say that this is probably one of the river books. Um, I don't know what's up with this one. Like they seem to only give it in certain states or in certain schools because I had this in one secondary school, but then I moved to another one, and then there they didn't have this one. So I don't know why some people have it and why some others don't. That's pretty weird, don't you think? I was all completely abandoned the other story. Yeah, okay, right now. But because this is rants. The other one is actually pretty cool. It just features like a whole bunch of miscellaneous things. I guess they're somewhat divided into different things, different subjects. Like, for example, page 88 says it teaches about just like Mayan culture. So it takes up page 88 and 89. But then page 90 is a different title entirely, and it's just about the science of art and how the different painting styles and how Van Gogh was a genius, and literally every single painter was a genius. Until page 96, where it changes again into samba, which is uh, basically traditional music and dance, which is pretty cool. Then there's another. It's like a comic book story. I'm sure it's. Yeah, I think this is a book a phone bad story called The Imperfect Moments, which is cool. Oh look, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold a second, I need to. Is this a fucking? I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it says Great Hotel something Cantor. Is that a fucking has been hotel reference?